A hay barn is destroyed by fire in Duff. The Jasper Redevelopment Commission to allow the city's Parks and Recreation Department to take over management of the Parklands property. And Lieutenant Governor Sue Ellspermann stopped by the WJTS studios for WJTS Inform. These stories, sports, and weather are coming up in the 18 WJTS News. This is the WJTS News. I'm Bill Potter in for Bradford Rats. Spontaneous combustion is believed to be the likely cause of a fire that destroyed a hay barn early this morning in Duff. Firefighters with the Huntingburg Volunteer Fire Department spent over 5 hours at the scene. The blaze broke out around 1:30 at Whitsett Farms, located along the 3200 block of South 650 West. Huntingburg Fire Chief Scott Patberg says a metal-sided 40 by 60 pole barn full of large, round hay bales was engulfed in flames upon their arrival, along with a 20 by 60 lean-to attached to that contained farm implements. The Holland Volunteer Fire Department and the Ireland Volunteer Fire Department were on hand to provide tanker assistance. A Cooper Rail Service track hoe was brought to the scene to spread the remnants of the building and the bales so firefighters could get to hot spots. No injuries were reported. Patberg says the main barn, the lean-to, and their contents were all a total loss, all of which were insured. Conservation officers with the Indiana Department of Natural Resources are investigating a motorcycle accident that injured a Crawford County man Monday evening in the southern area of Pike County. Investigators say around 8 p.m. Monday night, 27-year-old Robert Williams of Milltown was test driving a motorcycle, a type commonly known as a crouch rocket, along State Road 257 in Velpen after he had attempted some maintenance to the bike. Williams told authorities the throttle stuck at a high rate of speed as he approached a railroad track crossing, and as the motorbike crossed the tracks, Williams lost control, ran through a roadway ditch, and struck a barbed wire fence, causing severe neck injuries. Nearby witnesses called 911 at around 8:15 p.m., and after assisting Williams with his injuries, officers say the witnesses drove Williams approximately 8 miles west on State Road 64 to Arthur Junction for a waiting ambulance. Williams was then airlifted by airvac to Deaconess Hospital in Evansville, where he remains in the critical care unit at this time. Authorities believe alcohol was not a factor in the accident and say Williams was wearing a helmet. The accident is still under investigation. Conservation officers were assisted by the Pike County Sheriff's Office, Pike County EMS, and the Patoka Township Volunteer Fire Department. A pair of Jasper men were taken into custody after a traffic stop early Wednesday morning on Jasper's west side. At about 1:45, Jasper police stopped a vehicle for driving left of center along Truman Road, just west of 5th Avenue. Police say during the stop, a K-9 unit was called to the scene and a consent to search the vehicle occupied by 18-year-old Carlos Hernandez, 18-year-old Cody Casper, of Jasper, and a female juvenile were granted. By police during their search say marijuana and paraphernalia were located in the vehicle. Police charged Casper with possession of marijuana, possession of paraphernalia, and maintaining a common nuisance. Meanwhile, Hernandez faces charges of possession of paraphernalia and visiting a common nuisance. Both men were taken to and booked into the DuBois County Security Center. An early morning report Saturday about a stab wound resulted in the arrest of 2 minors on alcohol-related charges. The Huntingburg Police Department was called to Memorial Hospital's emergency room at 4:30 a.m. regarding a patient with a stab wound to his neck. Police say the patient, 31-year-old Francesco Pedro, had sustained a non-life-threatening wound and was transferred to St. Mary's Medical Center for treatment. The victim, told authorities he was stabbed at a residence along the 900 block of South Cherry Street by his younger brother before being brought to the emergency room by private vehicle. The victim also said he did not want to press charges. Police went to the South Cherry Street location and spoke with 20-year-old Angel Pedro and 18-year-old Juan Jose, who both live at the home, and determined they had been drinking. Angel Pedro, whose blood alcohol content tested 0.04%, and Juan Jose, whose BAC was 0.11%, were arrested and charged with minor consuming. They were booked into the Dubois County Security Center just before or just after 12 noon. Police say the investigation into the stabbing is continuing. A Pike County woman was cited for failure to yield after a two-vehicle accident late Tuesday afternoon on Jasper's southeast side. Jasper police say just before 5:30 p.m. an SUV driven by 50-year-old Leah Mills of Jasper was northbound on 3rd Avenue, approaching the entrance to the Jasper Kmart store, while a crossover SUV driven by 33-year-old Christina Hoskins of Petersburg was exiting Kmart, preparing to turn left in order to travel south on 3rd Avenue. Hoskins told police she failed to see Mills' SUV approaching the entrance because of an unknown vehicle that was in the turn lane preparing to turn into the parking lot entrance. Police say Hoskins' crossover continued onto 3rd Avenue, striking Mills' vehicle on the right side with its front end. $13,000 total damage was reported in the accident. Hoskins was ticketed by Jasper police with failure to yield the right-of-way. No injuries were reported. Yesterday, the Jasper Redevelopment Commission decided to allow the city's Parks and Recreation Department to take over management of the Parklands property. The commission will maintain ownership of the property, although all planning, maintenance, and improvements will be the responsibility of the Parks Department and Jasper Park Board. Last month, the Jasper Common Council asked for a list of pros and cons for the Redevelopment Commission to own the parklands. During yesterday's meeting, Commission President John Bell asked Parks Director Ken Buck, who was on hand, what he thought about the ownership. Buck said that as they have learned more about the role of the Redevelopment Commission in the ownership of the parklands, they have realized the potential advantages. City Visions and Gamble Associates will be presenting the Parklands plan during the next meeting of the Jasper Park Board. That is next Tuesday afternoon at 4:30 at Jasper City Hall. To assist in paying for the improvements outlined in the Jasper Downtown Riverfront and Parklands plans, the city is exploring the implementation of tax increment financing districts. Dubois County is planning to conduct a tax sale next Thursday, September 11th, for delinquent properties that have delinquent taxes and special assessments due from the prior year's spring installment. In Indiana, the county treasurer and auditor are required to sell tax liens on delinquent properties that remain unpaid from the prior year's spring installment. The county will offer the tax sale certificates at a public sale that is not less than the total amount due in delinquent taxes, costs, and penalties. In a news release, Dubois County Auditor Kathy Hope says the purpose of the tax sale is to offer delinquent properties in order to collect back taxes to help fund local government services. Meanwhile, County Treasurer Chad Blessinger noted that there are currently 43 properties available for the tax sale, totaling nearly $81,000 in delinquencies. In addition to serving as a source for local governments to collect unpaid property taxes, tax sales also serve as an opportunity for real estate investors to earn interest income upon redemption of the property within 1 year from the sale, or to take title to the property through a post-tax sale process that involves petitioning the local court for a tax deed. Anyone interested in registering and bidding at the county tax sale should visit the SRI Inc. website at www.sri-taxsale.com and read information provided regarding tax sales. The governing board of the directors for the Lincoln Amphitheater is in negotiations for a transition to new management for the theater and restructuring of the Lincoln Boyhood Drama Association. As a result, the production of Route 66, scheduled for September 12th through the 14th, has been canceled. All ticket holders are being contacted with information concerning their ticket purchases. The Trail of Terror will take place as scheduled on October 11th, 17th, 18th, 24th, and 25th as an activity of the Friends of Lincoln State Park. A statement noted that members of the board are looking forward to the future of Lincoln Amphitheater, to include the continuation of the signature drama, A Lincoln, a Pioneer Tale, as well as other events. More information about the transition and scheduling of future events will be posted at the website www.lincolnamphitheater.org as it becomes available. Stay tuned. Weather, sports, and WJTS Informed tonight, featuring Lieutenant Governor Sue Ellspermann, is coming up on 18 WJTS. We're local people watching local people.